What's up, guys? How you doing again? You rocking out with the one and only phillydom. Phillydom. All is well, all is good. I'm waiting for Big Hawk, man. We're supposed to go out, record some footage. He's supposed to come to, where I'm staying at. So I'm waiting for Big Hawk. I'll figure out why I wait for Big Hawk. Let's talk about the migrant crisis. Let's talk about what's going on. I'm gonna give you guys some time to come on the live, and we'll take it from there. Hold on. I'm still here, just waiting. Put that back over there. Where you guys at? Okay, people starting to come on the live now. If you're coming on the live right now, leave a comment in the chat. Leave a comment in the chat. I won't start the discussion, start talking until we get, a decent amount of people on the live. All right, you guys are coming in now. Somebody leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to Big Hawk channel, make sure you subscribe to Big Hawk's channel. James said 5 times 5. Shout out to you. Lewis said, Philly, what's up? Lewis, what's up with you? Two Hands said, hello, Two Hand, how you doing? Belita said, dang, hey, I'm back home. Okay. Sand Dusks. Okay. Ohio. Steve said, greetings. Cordell said, hi, man. All is well, all is good, man. We're just going to talk about the migrant crisis, man. Tell me how you guys feel about it. How long do you think it's going to last? Because it's been going on forever. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get a video like. And make sure you should support the channel. I figured I'd do this live. I got to wait for Big Hawk. So I figured while I'm waiting for Big Hawk, I'll do the live. I don't know what's going on. I think he had to make a run or something, but I'm waiting for him. So me and him can go out and walk around the neighborhood in Queens so I can show him what's going on with the Queens migrant crisis situation. And what's his name? Cordell said, I'm in Austin. Shout out to Austin, Texas, man. Shout out to Austin, Texas. Earlier, I was talking about, the shelter situation and how all the shelters should have curfew, and only we figured out that about like 25 to 30 shelters have curfew. Because I feel like they got to do everything in their powers to slow the crime down. This is crazy. We have a thing called migrant crime. Migrants are shoplifting and doing different things, bleeding up police officers, shoplifting, and had the nerve to shoot at people after they shoplift. So there's a lot going on in New York, man. Throwing book bags at police officers. But my question to you guys today, right now, how long do you think this crisis will last for? Because if I do my math, it's been going on for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. How long do you think this crisis will last for? How long do you guys think the crisis will last for? While we sit here and we wait for Big Hawk. How long do you think the crisis will last for? Lisa says Stockton, California. Shout out to Stockton, California, man. I worked with some people from in Alaska that was from Stockton, California. Oh shoot, believe that said 10 years. Do you guys think the migrant crisis is gonna last like 10 years? Okay, and Greg said tell Trump. Okay, hypothetically speaking, Trump gets in office, he wins. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to take him a while to dismantle everything that's been set up once he gets in office. So how long, even with Trump in office, if he gets in office, how long do you think the migrant crisis will last for? And what do you think the end game? And shout out to my boy Stallion. He came on, he talked about the migrant crisis. He gave some real deep insight on what was going on with the migrant crisis. So I appreciate him. Dark Star 44 said longer than that. Yeah, it's going to be a while, even with whatever president get in office. This crisis is not going nowhere no time soon. It's too much to dismantle. And some people have legit cases while they're here in the country. They really are, what you call it, illegal aliens. They are, what do you call them? What's the word can I use? I can say they're true refugees. They're really struggling in their country. And that's why they're here. Countries like Haiti, countries like Venezuela, countries like, what is it? Is it Peru? There's another country in South America. I can't think of the name right now. As my old age, I'm forgetting a lot. Rebecca, shout out to Rebecca. Legal immigration. I hear you. Legit asylum seekers. Yeah, some Renee is definitely some legit asylum seekers. It's definitely some that are legit. Not everybody's coming in. Payday. I want to be on payday. Not everybody's trying to be on payday. Some people actually have issues and problems in their country, and that's why they applying for political asylum. But yes, I'm here to tell you today, the one and only phillydom is here to tell you that some people are BSing. They have no problems. They just want to leave. Well, they have problems. That's why they left their countries, but not no political problems. They just want to leave. They're not making money or anything. They're just trying to have a better life. Jason, what's going on with you, Jason? And once again, make sure you guys hit the like button and support your boy, the one and only phillydom. This is my third live for the day. Compliments of Big Hawk. Big Hawk, Yonkers native. Street Talks is sponsoring this live because I wouldn't be doing this live if he was here. So shout out to Big Hawk for sponsoring this live, man. Lisa said they need to get to free labor. I hear you, Lisa. Burdick said until we get the people in office that cares about what is happening, then they have their work cut out for them. So I hope soon, but I don't see that. Yeah, I don't see it soon either. I almost feel like it's going to be forever. Nothing's forever, but forever, ever. Then, what is it? Rebecca said, the good has to suffer with the bad. That's the sad part about it. Yes, indeed. You're 100% right about that. You're 100% right about that. If you just joined my live, man, hit the like button, share the video. We just talking and exchanging ideas about this migrant crisis and how long do you think it's going to last? How long do you think the NYC migrant crisis is going to last? Or how long the migrant crisis is going to last throughout the United States? Because it's been going on for a long time now. I count like a year and a half. What do you guys count it at? So I'm different. I do my lives different than a lot of other YouTubers. I read the comments and I try to talk to you guys, but you guys got to support the channel and share my videos. And once again, this live is sponsored by Big Hawk, Yonkers native, because I'm waiting for him. So while I'm waiting for him, I figure we do the live. Darkstar 44 said, wait until the laws change this year in Texas. Other states will follow. Yes, indeed, Darkstar 44. That's 100% true. Some laws gonna get changed around here. We gotta stop this. There's too many migrants coming in. We'll change these laws around here. Yeah, so some laws definitely gonna get changed. I believe that's it. Broderick put a heating pad on that thing. Christine said the kindergarten reader is better than you. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Mr. X said, bringing Trump back, Trump will secure the borders. I think he will. He might not. No, he will. Definitely Trump will support. He's definitely going to secure the borders. Golden said, number one, we have to make it to the presidential election. That's number one. Number two, you got to pray we have a free and fair election. Golden, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Bass said, I give you a lot of credit because you go to the streets of NYC and interview residents. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bad. Thank you, Bad. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yes, said, wait a minute. When are you visiting San Diego? I need to go to San Diego, man. I need to go. That's my favorite city. I need to go. I need to go there to do the migrant videos, and I need to go there just to see the city and see what's going on. I ain't been there in a while, man, and it's really hurting my feelings. It's really, really, really hurting my feelings that I ain't go there yet. And once again, this live is sponsored by Big Hawk, Yonkers Street Talk. Shout out to Big Hawk, Yonkers Street Talk. I'm waiting for him, man. That's why I'm doing a live right now. We got 70 people watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button and make sure you share the video. Golden said 3 Trump 2024. I hear you. Then Lisa said, my governor wants them here. And what governor is that? What governor is that? What state are you in? Believe that said, my dude Philly got to have some humor. Yes, indeed, man. Life is short, man. You got to have fun. Life is short and you got to have fun. Weenie R said, Lisa, I'm so sorry for your state. What is it? Dark Star 44. The mandatory verifies no free education. Okay. So guys, illegals are going to be on the battle. You think that's dark side? You really think that's going to happen? And then you really think that's going to happen? Dark Side 44. Believe that said Philly the boss, the Hefe the boss. I'm trying, man. But, you know, I'm just trying. I'm trying. Yes, said Trump should control his mouth so he can win. I hear you. Hope Trump is out here listening and gave him a good word of advice. He said Trump need to control what he say out of his mouth so he has the opportunity to win. Joe said President Donald Trump 2024 win. TX said, hi, Philly Don. Yes, said I live in San Diego. My nephew is in the Navy in San Diego. Shout out to San Diego. Shout out to the nephew. Your nephew. Tell him thank you for serving. We greatly appreciate that. Once again, this video is sponsored by Big Hawk, Yonkers native. I'm waiting for him so we can do walk the neighborhoods of Queens, New York. So once again, thank you, Big Hawk, for sponsoring this video. Shout out to Big Hawk. When y'all see him on the next live, tell him thank you for sponsoring this video. Okay, Wayne R said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the notification and like the videos. Is very much appreciated. Please subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, support your boy, the one and only Philly Dom. I would greatly, 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 greatly appreciate it. Oh man, I'm done with you. Christine, I'm done with you. You're part of the block party. I got to step up my game on YouTube, man. You're part of the block party. Who else wants to join the block party? Let me help you out. Give you a 24-hour rest time. Boom. You out of here for 24 hours. Christine, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You never talk bad about my boy Big Hawk like that again. Ever in your life. Mr. X said, from Queens, I'm from Far Rockaway. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm just living in Queens right now. I'm from Philly. Philadelphia, move like a stealth. Yeah, Weenie R, yeah, man. And Natalia, man, y'all look out, man. And Dark Side, for people saying crazy comments, man, talking crap about my boy Big Hawk. Yonkers native. He done lost his mind. Or she done lost her mind. Lewis said he's coming. He comes to the trolls, Philly. Yeah, I know. He's out here. I gave him a 24-hour ban. Joe said Trump can say what he wants to say. I hear you, Trump Garcia. I hear you. I called him Trump Garcia, Joe Garcia. Oh, man. But yeah, man. So what happened if Trump don't win, man? What happens by some act of God that Trump doesn't win? Something happens, whatever. What the country going to do then? I don't want to play devil's advocate. I'm just trying to play. I'm playing devil's advocate. If Trump don't win, how would this work out? How would we get out of this situation? Let's talk about it. Sally said the country's done. Dark Star 44 said, I want to be accused of being crazy, a crazy mod. No. You can do whatever you want. Anybody I made a mod is because I trust you guys to do the right thing. So whatever you guys want to do, you do it. Just don't go overboard with it. But if somebody needs to be blocked, then we block them. Because I've been nice too long. They've took me for a joke. I've been nice to everybody on my channel. I show respect to everybody. And now we have these trolls coming on here and they're disrespecting me. They're disrespecting me for no reason. I don't deserve this. So if somebody disrespect phillydom and disrespect people on phillydom channel, then we got to block them, man. We got to block them. We got to block them if they on some disrespectful stuff. Because I've been nice too long. Place said, who needs time out? No, we got rid of him. It was a female. We got rid of her earlier. I'm going to change the channel to Block 'em Philly. From phillydom to Block 'em Philly. Bleeder said they are Democrat troll. Jason and Gina, man. Shout out to you guys. No trolls allowed. Yeah, we don't play that. You know what I mean? First, they said one comment about me read. Sometimes I do stutter through the same. So I took that respect. I said it's not a problem. Then they talk about Big Hawk bending over and all that. That's why he can't make it here. They went too far. They can watch me tomorrow. Sean, what's going on with you? He said, how you doing? I'm doing good, Sean. What about you? What about you, Sean? How you doing? How you doing? Candy deleted the message, boy. Candy, what's wrong? Why you delete your message? I got a question for you guys. When I do these lives, like I said, I don't want to just talk and say everything that I know. Oh, Jason and Gina said, nice jacket. Thank you. And Dark Side 44 said, rock and stock them. Stock them down. Yes, indeed. What do you, if you was in charge, how would you fix this problem? How would you fix the migrant problem? Because right now it seems like it's going forever. It looks like it's going to go forever. It don't look like it's stopping no time soon. I see it going for a lot more time. How would you guys fix it? Yeah, people always say 11B. Yeah, I hear you. Deport them. Everybody ain't getting deported. Two things you guys are banking on that we got to worry about. The one is everybody banking on Trump to be president, and two, people banking on deportation. Not everybody gonna get deported, and Trump ain't making it in office yet. So we got to make sure he gets in office. He ain't get there yet. So, and when he gets there, he got his work cut out for him. He got a lot of stuff to do. If he gets in office, because I've been on this earth for 40-something years, and every time I think I figured out life and how everything should go, something always hit with a curveball. So let's see how this all plays out. This is a very, very important year, not just because it's an election year, but just because we don't know the unknown. We don't know what could happen. We don't know what can happen. That's why I said this migrant crisis thing should be forever. Then you have people like, oh, they're here to replace the black people. They're here to replace the black people. There are replacements. So we don't know. We don't know. People got different theories. have different reasons. So we all talk right now, just talking hypothetically. We don't know how this is going to play out. We don't know how this is going to play out. Because more and more migrants are coming to New York, more and more migrants are coming to Colorado, more and more migrants coming to Chicago, more and more migrants coming to D.C., Massachusetts, Seattle, Washington, Oregon, Los Angeles. They still crossing into the U.S. So we'll see how this all plays out, man. So we living in some scary time right now. Let me call my boy Big Hawk and thank him for sponsoring this live. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We got 105 people in the live, and we only got 56 likes. Come on, man. We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. It's kind of disrespectful, man. We got to do better than that. Anybody that's watching the live should hit the like button. That's just customary. That's like normal, you know. Big Hawk ain't on the phone. He ain't answering his phone, man. Big Hawk ain't answering. Let me go back to that. Big Hawk is not answering the phone, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm worried about him. Big Drip said 10% of 10 million is like 1 million. Okay. K Art says, Sally, where the Lord at? Dark Star 44 said, I got to send you my number to discuss this. Yeah, send me your number, Dark Star 44. Yeah, so you know, nothing is in stone yet, you know. Nothing is in stone yet. We'll see how this goes. But the struggle is real. States are losing money left, right, and center. The hostels that me and Big Hawker walked to today and the ones we walked to in the past, they're still all packed. They're all full. Yes, I still have Gmail account. Yes, hit the Gmail. Leave your number in the Gmail account. phillydom8@gmail.com. Let's go chat. So the struggle is real, man. The struggle is real. I need somebody to break it down. Dark Star 44. He can come. I can get his number. I can put him on the live. I can call him up. Give me your direct number. I'll call you on your direct number, and we can talk about it, man. Because this situation looks like it could be forever. 69, what's going on with you? Philly Dumbs, what's going on with you, man? Philly Dumbs is in the building. Yes, indeed. Philly Dumpster, Philly Dumb, Philly Don, Philly D, PD. I go by a lot of names, but I'm from Philly at the end of the day. Yeah, Stock, the summer's going to be crazy. The weather will be hot. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff will be going on, man. This is a very important year in American history, United States history, 100%. And if you're watching, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Lewis, who's the other troll in here? Who's the other troll in here? Let's spot out the troll. I don't see nobody trolling right yet. Let's see. Oh, Mill 69. Okay. Mill 69, you got to relax, man. Let's put him a part of the block party, man. I'm tired of being nice. I've been nice to the trolls too long. And all they do is disrespect me. So we're going to give them a 24-hour timeout. That's how we do it now. If you want to be a troll, you're on the wrong channel. Darkstar 44. Did you leave me your number yet? Let me double check, man. Let me see. Let's see if you're about that business, about that life. Let's see if you put it in there. No, I don't see nothing yet from you, my brother. Hold up. Inbox, nope. Sent, nope. Nothing yet. Mr. X said, I'm out. Shout out to you, Mr. X. And then Lewis said, another troll in here. And they said, believe that. Do you live by Cedar Point? Do you live by Cedar Point? And they wants to know. Lisa, the smiley face. And then believe that said, yes, Cycle, I guess he's saying Cycle, Ohio, goes to Cedar Point all my life. Okay, you're trying to get your laptop. Okay, all right. Dark side 44, do what you got to do. But yeah, man, the struggle is real. All the migrant shelters should have curfew in New York, but they don't. They're doing a little bit at a time. The city is strapped with crime, and not just the migrants. We can't blame the migrants for everything. I know people want to blame the migrants for everything. Anything go wrong, the migrants did it. But we can't even blame them for everything. Right now, New York has its own regular crime that would happen if the migrants are here or not. So now it's got so bad in the subway system that they have the National Guard down there checking people luggage and checking people bags. So the situation is crazy, crazy, crazy madness going on. Crazy madness is going on in New York City, and we're not the only place that everything is going wrong with this. Natalia said, "I'll wait to hear back. I'll wait. I'm waiting to hear back from Little Rod about what Biggs from Outcast thinks about the migrants." Okay, Natalia, the guy Biggs from Outcast is your friend or something? For real, said no crime, no police, no judges, no lawyers, no money. It said like a chant. No crime, no police, no judges, no lawyers, no money. No crime, no police, no judges, no lawyers, no money. What's that? You saying that's what's happening in New York and Chicago and other places? What are you saying? Then Lisa said, I have hardly any more service for my two autistic sons. Wow, man. Sorry to hear that, Lisa. Peg one, what's going on with you? Already madness, mental health, homeless, addiction. Yeah, we already have a whole bunch of problems in New York, like you said. Madness, mental health. You got the mental health people walking around, got the homeless people walking around, and addiction. Like, it's crazy. Natalia said, Big Bo. All right. Shout out to Outkast, man. They used to represent back in the day, do that thing. Shout out to Outkast. Shout out to Outkast for sure. Uh, Natalia said, you and Big Hawk were talking about, let me see, talking about what some rappers thought. And I'm an alien. I hear you. I hear you. Put the email in the chat. Put the email in the chat. Are you in the Twilight Zone? Lisa said, are we in the Twilight Zone? I don't know. Something going on. Let me see what's going on. Get out of here. Go back in here. See no message, man. Because this is from somebody else. Let's see what it do. I'm refreshing. I don't see nothing yet, man. I don't see nothing yet. I'm checking. Don't see nothing yet. For real, say here in NYC since 1982. I figure you were born in 1982. Or you moved there in 1982. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think for real? What's going on? Sum it up real quick in one or two words. A couple words. What do you think is going on in New York or a sentence? Let us know. Let us know. Dark Star 44. If you want my email, you just all you got to do is go to my description section. My email is there. Believe that said we have Whirlpool Corporation, large manufacturing plants for the washing machines in the world. Worked there for 12 years. Cool vibes, man. Sounds like a good job to me. Still drinking my water right here. And once again, this live is sponsored by Big Hawk, Yonkers native. Let me call him back again. I don't know what's going on with him, man. It's like he just disappeared on me, man. I don't know what happened with Big Hawk, man. I'm scared. Let's see. Like all his phones went. His phone not working, man. I don't know what's going on. This is once again sponsored by Big Hawk. Digital Money with Alex. Shout out to Digital Money with Alex. I live in NYC around Times Square. Seen the migrants, but they haven't moved downtown or uptown yet. I hear you. But they got them in Queens. They're all over Queens. They're in the Bronx. They're in Brooklyn. Staten Island, they there too, but Staten Island is fighting hard against them. For real said it's better to control crime than to fight crime. That's 100% right. I hear you on that. I believe that's a yeah. I drove. Okay, you drove the forklift and a couple years. Okay. Big Drip said, I think the troll was right. What was the troll? What did he say? Big Drip, what did the troll say? Blaine said that may bring more factories back. We need people to work in them. I don't see America making underwear and t-shirts anymore. Yo, you guys are hilarious, man. That was funny to me. Rogers, shout out to Rogers. Rogers said, I'm from Mass, which is AKA Massachusetts, trying to move by next year. Housing, storage, rising crimes, high cost of living, failing school, no full-time jobs. I hear you. For real said, America is not the same. Yeah, after the World Trade thing in 9/11, it's been different in the 20s, the 2000s. Then Renee said, Big Drip, lots of laughs. Nye TV said, Lynn, where are you going to move to? For real said, I remember Made in the remember the movie Made in the USA. Okay. Holly said, I don't think the National Guard check bags and NYC subs is going to do any good. If a woman carries pepper spray for protection, are they going to confiscate that or not yet enter the subway? Yeah, because I don't know if you guys know about New York City. You're not allowed to have pepper spray. I don't know what happened. Or somebody from New York will have to explain to me and tell me what happened. Renee said, my mom used to call my dad the same thing, lots of laughs. Lindor said, what's up, Philly? Lindor. Emmanuel, what's going on, Lindor? Emmanuel, what's going on with you? Motivation, Mason said, why not go outside and get content on live? I don't know. I just never do it. But I was supposed to do that. Preachers, new sub. Thank you, Preachers. Thank you for subbing to the channel. We appreciate you, me, Big Hawk, man. We appreciate you from the bottom of our YouTube hearts. We greatly appreciate you. Once again, this live is sponsored by Big Hawk, Yonkers native. We're supposed to be out doing a live. I don't know where he's at. I don't know what happened. All his phones are cut off. I don't know what's going on with the Hawkster. Even if his phone was dead, he can find somewhere to charge it. So I don't know what's going on with the Hawkster. Hold on, let me get your number, man. Man, not cursing stuff. Let's be educated with this, man. No cursing and all this crazy stuff. I gotta say that because I never did a what's the name with you? Okay. We got Dark Side. That's me right now. It's a Philly number because I'm from Philly. It's a Philly number. I won't be the only person calling you. I'm calling you, Dark Side. What's going on, my brother?
Oh, it's your sister here, brother.
Oh, sister. How you doing, my sister?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Glad to be able to get on the live.
Cool vibes, my sister. What's going on with you? What do you want to say? The people are listening.
What I want to say is about some of the laws that are changing here in Texas. Once we vote on it for the second time.
Okay.
The primary ballots. I want to read to you some of the things that were on the primary ballots that we just voted on this past week.
We appreciate it.
Okay. Proposition 3. The Texas legislature shall require the use of E-Verify by all employers in Texas to protect jobs for legal workers by preventing them from hiring illegal aliens.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let's see.
But people can still work under the table. You know, it's always that one company or that one place will have people work under the table. You got people do day labors. You know, it's still jobs for them if they don't have paperwork. It's been like that for centuries, forever.
Yeah, well, see, currently the laws in Texas, it is not mandatory to utilize E-Verify.
Okay.
Only for state and government contracts where E-Verify is mandatory in the state of Texas.
Okay.
But the law they want to change is to make it across the board for all employers in the state of Texas.
Okay.
Like you said, there's going to be people that are still going to hire people under the table.
Yes.
But for the most part, your bigger corporations and things of that nature will no longer be able to hire people without E-Verify.
Okay, so that'll shut down a lot of issues, a lot of problems.
Yep. One of the other ones is Texas urging Congress not to grant any form of amnesty or pathway to legalization for illegal aliens. Proposition 6. The Texas legislature shall prohibit the deployment of the Texas Guard for foreign conflict.
What do they consider foreign conflict? I mean, I think that's the in-house conflict with the migrants if they cross them into the border. I mean, if they make it into the U.S.
Well, what the proposition actually says, the Texas legislature should prohibit the deployment of the Texas National Guard to a foreign conflict unless Congress formally declares war.
I see what you're saying. So they will not be able to, like how they are in New York right now in the subways checking people bags, how they in New York and all the different they're actually in all the hotel shelters. And
well see, the thing is that in a case like that, like the state of Florida and the state of Georgia is sending National Guard and state troopers to the state of Texas. Texas will still be able to do that.
Okay.
But they couldn't very well send them to like Ukraine.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Okay, so that's what they want to keep them from doing is utilizing Texas National Guard for foreign wars without the consent of Congress.
Okay. That sounds fair. That actually sounds fair.
The prosecution of election crimes. Okay, Proposition 11. Texas parents and guardians should have the right to select schools, whether public or private, for their children. Proof of citizenship before an individual can register to vote in the state of Texas. That's Proposition 12.
Okay.
Texas should ban the sale of Texas land to citizens or governments and entities from China, Iran, North Korea, or Russia.
Okay.
So that whether you're a citizen or a business entity, you cannot own land in the state of Texas.
If you're from one of them countries.
If you're from one of those countries, correct.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Texas is definitely taking a stand. They're doing something different than anybody else, definitely.
Yeah, Proposition 4, the Texas legislature shall end all subsidies and public services, including in-state college tuition and enrollment in public schools for illegal aliens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so basically no more free education in the state of Texas.
Okay. But my question to you, I mean, you know, we have a whole bunch of other states, so people will just defer, not go to Texas and they'll go somewhere else because, you know, the migrants, they pass word of mouth. They talk to each other. They say, oh, Texas is not good for us. Go to New York.
Oh, yeah. And I think that, like we've seen in the past, once Texas does something, then Florida will do it, then Georgia will do it, then Arizona will do it, and vice versa.
That's true.
Because you know, right now, DeSantis is always trying to play one up on Texas as it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're 100% right about that. You're 100% right about that. Yeah, you're always trying to play one up. Yeah. So it'll be like
the other thing that you discussed too was how do we go about this whole entire migrant system and basically deporting these people.
Yes.
I personally talked to members of Border Patrol.
Yes.
And discussed with them, what are the actual numbers that we're seeing? And what they're saying is that only about 10% of the people that cross the border actually have a legitimate claim for asylum.
Okay.
Because what they're doing is that they're lying to Border Patrol.
Yes, they are.
They'll get to Border Patrol, they'll give them an address saying, this is my sponsor, because that's the only way that they can allow them into the country if they have a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Then once they get to the NGOs, meaning the Catholic charities, they tell the Catholic charities some other address and they get to be sent wherever they want to go.
Wow. Yeah,
But the United States government is the one that's funding Catholic charities.
Okay.
So they're actually diving in, they're throwing in a lot of money into Catholic charities to be able to move these migrants wherever they want to go. See, a lot of people believe that it was only until Governor Abbott started moving these people out of Texas to places like Chicago and New York.
Yes.
And that's not the case.
Okay.
President Biden had been slipping people out of Texas using FEMA buses and also using the prison system buses.
So when they use
They've been sending them to the airports in San Antonio. They've been sending them to the airports in El Paso, getting them out of the state of Texas. But we got so overwhelmed here in Texas that we were getting 15,000, 16,000 people a day.
They couldn't hide it no more. They couldn't hide it.
They couldn't hide it anymore.
Wow.
They could not hide it anymore.
In Texas, making it hard for the migrants. Well, it'll make it really hard for the migrants to come into the country now, because now they have to deal with what do you have left? You got California, you got Arizona, you got New Mexico.
Yep.
But I never heard about migrants coming to New Mexico. Why is that? Like, I always say Arizona, California, Texas.
Because New Mexico is a blue state.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that just because you're on the border that they're all red states, and that's not the case. New Mexico is a blue state.
Wow. Interesting.
So, and a lot of places on the southern border, of New Mexico and Arizona are run by the cartel. If you look into, there is a town in Texas called Colony Ridge. Colony Ridge is nothing but homes, trailers, and everything that are being sold to illegals. Okay. It's about 60,000 units.
Interesting.
And the thing is, and I kind of like my governor, but at the same time, the brother of the developer of that property, those 60,000 properties, gave $1.2 million to Governor Abbott's campaign.
Interesting. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. So is he talking out of both sides of his neck? You got to wonder.
Wow. And where are you from in Texas? Where are you from, if you want to tell us?
I'm actually in North Texas. I'm in the DFW area.
Okay.
But I have friends of mine that work for the DOD. I have friends of mine that work for Border Patrol.
Okay.
In fact, they handed me an application here to work for us.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you, since you have friends that work, not to cut you off, you got friends that work for Border Patrol, how do they feel about this? Because their job is to keep people out of the country. And lately, everybody's been coming in the country. Like, how do they feel? That has to be exhausting to them.
It is exhausting for them because they feel like they're nothing more than high-priced Uber drivers and babysitters. You know, their job is actually enforcement of the border, not making sure that diapers and water gets handed to these people and things of that nature. That is supposed to be the job of the NGO, not the Border Patrol.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And they're frustrated. They're tired. They're overworked. They don't have enough people to support them. I mean, now they're getting the support of, you know, the National Guard from various places, but that's still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
We also talked about the fact of how would we deport, you know, a great number of
masses of people, because I think they would go running once they find out that it's like a mass deportation. If they could do that, I don't think they can do that in the U.S., but if they was going to do that, they're going to go running. Like, you know, they can hide, you know what I mean? They can hide in the States.
Well, they can hide. There are some people that will self-deport, especially if Trump gets into office.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I had discussed with my congresswoman is the fact that we have 325,000 National Guard in the United States.
325,000, okay.
325,000 National Guard. That is not including our U.S. military.
Okay,
that's just the National Guard. We've got 15,000 licensed and bonded bounty hunters in this country.
Okay.
What the president can do by executive order is to basically corral these people. And he can do that with the permission, well, not necessarily the permission, but the executive order of the governors.
Okay. Yeah, but I think
they can turn around and use C-130 gunships to deport them. They don't necessarily have to utilize airlines or commercial airlines to do that.
Okay. This is another question, because I'm glad you came on the live, and I'm glad you called me up, because you're giving a lot of good information. Some of the countries don't want to take the people back. How's that work? How does that work? Well, if you send a bunch of people to Haiti, let's say Haiti has they're having problems right now, and they can't take them back. What do you do with the people? You hold them in the States? You send them to Mexico? What do you do?
Well, the thing is, when an alien comes across the border, when they get their paperwork, okay, it tells them where their port of entry is.
Okay.
This is what Trump was talking about. Stay in Mexico, you know, remain in Mexico policy. This is something that's happening in Texas that the recent Supreme Court just blocked. In fact, they had until yesterday to make a decision on whether they were going to continue to block Texas from apprehending people who they believe came into this country illegally and then putting them before a judge and then sending them back to Mexico.
Okay, so Mexico will get them back. Because, you know, I'm of Haitian descent. And 2015, 2016, 2017, I was in California, Tijuana area. It was tons of Haitians there. But they had to stay and fight their case in Mexico.
Yes.
They couldn't come in. So, like, this... in this last year and a half or 2 years that this been going on, like the mass of people coming to the States like this is shocking to me, because I'm like, they held the Haitians at the border, and it was like probably like 50,000 Haitians in Tijuana in that area, and they held them, and they sat there for like 2 or 3 years before their cases. You know, we're gonna let you go or we're not gonna let you go, and they sat there.
That's another thing that I don't understand, and why I feel it's so unfair. You will let the Venezuelans across. You will give them the temporary protective status in the United States. But as you know, the country of Haiti is in complete disarray. It's been in complete disarray
forever.
Since they had that earthquake.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
You know, and they haven't given them humanitarian aid. Let me not get started on the Clintons. But at the same time, you figure Haiti, above all countries, should be getting financial aid and support and humanitarian aid from the United States. And they refuse to do it. Look at the billions of dollars they gave to Ukraine, which isn't even a part of NATO.
Yeah.
The billions that they gave to Israel. Now, do I feel that Israel has a legitimate fight? Yeah, you jump on me, guess what? I'm going to fight back.
Yeah.
Which is every country's right to do so. But that doesn't mean that United States needs to stick their nose in every single conflict on the planet.
Yeah, because that's what it's going. That's what it's going like now. They in everybody's situation. Because I couldn't understand. I'm like, they make it hard for the Haitians. They let the Venezuelans come in, and I have some Venezuelans. A lot of Venezuelans are good people. I'm not talking bad about their country or anything like that. But a Venezuelan, like how you came on the live, Dark Star, how you came on the live, a Venezuelan came on the live a couple months ago. His name is. He was on the live earlier today. I think he might be on this live right now. His name is J. We call him JG, whatever. And he was telling us that they emptied out all their jails. He said the U.S. knows this. The president of Venezuela said we're out of money, we're broke, we can't even house inmates. So they went to all their jails and released all their inmates. And he said these guys came to Colombia. Colombia wasn't playing with them, killing them, getting rid of them, locking them up. So they said, oh, Colombia is not the country for us. Then he said they went to Panama. And in Panama, like, oh, we don't play these games. Got them rid of them, like locking them up, getting them out of there. And then they made their way to Mexico. And then, we let them in as political asylum. They caught some of them. I mean, if you caught, they said the Border Patrol caught 40. I mean, how many criminals is coming out of the country? They only caught 40. How many criminals are coming into the country? So he's saying that we were getting a lot of the criminals. He said the Venezuelans that are coming here now, a lot of them, not all of them, he said, but he said a nice percentage of them have a criminal history. And now we're starting to see effects of it, like in Georgia, what happened with the girl. That breaks my heart, man. That breaks my heart. With the college student in Georgia and stuff.
What happened to Laken Riley is a tragedy.
That's sad.
But before that, we had a 16-year-old cheerleader get stabbed to death by an illegal who came into this country and was deported 4 times. The girl was 16 years old.
Wow, man.
Just yesterday, they had a live stream of illegal migrants breaking into a guy's ranch on the border of Texas. He couldn't get to his house in time, so of course he called Border Patrol to see if they could apprehend him, and he was going at the door with a sledgehammer.
Wow.
Imagine if those people had been in the home at the time. You have no choice except to defend yourself.
You have no choice to protect yourself, and that's what it's. Yeah, that's what's going. That's what's. It's getting out of hand. But he said, I don't understand. If they knew that, the U.S. government knew that, why did they let these people in? I don't understand. I'm not understanding that. It's confusing me.
Well, see, this is the thing too, that once Trump gets back into office, I think one of the things that he's going to do. Like right now, like Venezuela doesn't want to take back their people that have basically come across, into the United States.
Because they've been a problem to them. Because that's been a problem to them.
President Trump. The one thing that President Trump has as an ace in his pocket is the fact that there's already sanctions on Venezuela. He can put the pressure to Venezuela. He can put the pressure to Mexico, like he did the last time. We'll tack on a 20% tariff to everything that gets exported out of Mexico into the United States. We'll close down the border and shut down your entire economy. And
they're not going to let that happen.
They're not going to let that happen.
No, they make too much money with the U.S.
The other thing that's on the table, and I also sent this information to my congresswoman, is about remittance. We send what the money that actually leaves out of the United States and goes to other countries is about $1.2 billion that people send back home to their countries.
Yeah.
60 million of it alone goes to Mexico.
60 million goes. Well, Mexico's a big country, so I'm not surprised. It's a big country.
But see, part of the thing is a lot of that money that's actually leaving here that we think is going, people are sending back to their families, is all cartel drug money.
I hear you.
Because if you look at the remittance that's being sent out of the country and where it's being sent out, it's being sent out of places like Minnesota, Wisconsin. Those are not southern border states.
No, that's not a Mexican stronghold. I was thinking like Chicago. I'm thinking LA. I'm thinking all Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. New York City. I met a lot of Mexicans now since I'm in New York. There's a lot of Mexicans here, but not in Minnesota. No, I would have never thought that.
What the cartel is doing, they are actually taking the drugs, getting it into Canada, bringing it into the United States, distributing it out, taking that money, and they're basically shipping it out. $200 here, $300 here. Anything less than $1,000 is being remitted to somebody back in Mexico. That person on the other end gets that money, and they give that money back to the cartel, and they take a percentage of it.
Got you. Yeah.
And that's how money is being smuggled out of the United States. So one of the proposals that, even when it got back to Ron DeSantis, is that we should be putting a very high tariff on remittances that leave this country, and then take that money and putting it into building the border wall.
Yeah, I hear you. But I hear you about the border wall, but they don't really come over the border like that. But I mean, now since this crisis that I see, it is some holes in the border, like that place not too far from San Diego, like 60 miles away from San Diego, where the gate ran into like I guess a mountain or a wall or something.
Oh, Jacumba, California.
Yeah, yep, you hit it on the nose. That's the place.
Well, in Jacumba, California right now, just opposite that wall, the Mexican army has actually set up a little mini base there, so you will not have illegals coming through that section of the border wall.
Okay, so they should have been did that, because you imagine how long that's been going on.
Oh, it's been going on for,
before they caught it
for years.
Yeah, before they caught it.
And then you have other areas that they have basically wide open spaces, just like they have on the reservation that's down in Arizona.
Yeah.
The Indians on that particular reservation don't want a wall on the end of their reservation.
I remember that. I seen that on the news. I saw that on the news, and it was just like open field. They like, the guy stepped over. He's like, I'm in Mexico, and then he stepped over. He's in the States. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So imagine how many people sneaking through there.
Well, see, that's the other thing that what the president can also do by executive order is to order a border wall to be built there.
Okay. So how the Indians going to feel about it? The Native Americans, how are they going to take that? Because that's like their tribal land.
Americans may not particularly like the idea of doing it,
but it has to be done.
Native Americans are still U.S. citizens.
That's true. That's true, and it has to be done. They are still
U.S. citizens.
Yeah, that's true, and it has to be done because I mean, I can't believe, man, it blew my mind when they said, what is it, December 2020 or 2023, over 300,000 crossed into the U.S. And I know they were shaving the numbers. I know they were shaving the numbers. I know they were shaving the numbers. It might have been a lot higher than that, but they had to like make it sound reasonable.
Well, they don't have to shave the numbers. That 325,000 people who came across the border
in December, wow,
are just in December alone were the people that were known and the ones that they caught. That's not including what they consider the gotaways.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I didn't even think about that. So the number is definitely a lot higher.
It's a lot higher.
Definitely a lot higher. Because the Border Patrol is strapped to the end. And like I said, with the Border Patrol, it's like their main thing is to stop drugs, stop crime, and if they so busy processing asylum seekers, they can't focus their real job on what they need to focus on.
That's the main problem.
So God knows how much drugs came into the U.S. like in the last year. This might be some drug dealers down in South America like jumping for joy, like they'd have made so much money in these last couple months because the U.S. is so tied up.
They had one drug bust, 34,000 pounds of fentanyl. I think that they got in Arizona. And they said that was enough to kill half of the United States.
That's not good. Oh, wow.
In El Paso, you could buy a fentanyl tablet $1 a pill.
Oh, because it's right at the border.
Yep, because it's right at the border.
It's right at the border because when they have to bring it up, they can get stopped by the police. They can get stopped by state troopers, undercover agents. It gets more value as it goes up north. So by the time it hits places like New York and Philadelphia and Chicago, oh man, they made a slew of money off of it.
Yep. And the thing is, people think that these things are just happening on the Texas border.
Mm-hmm.
It is happening throughout the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Like I said, I live in the DFW area. In fact, I'm about 10 minutes from the airport.
Okay.
Okay. So that kind of gives you an idea of where I'm at.
Yeah, I know where you're at. I know that. I'll pass through that area. I know that. Pass through it, so I know where you're at. And
we had a gentleman that lived in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
These two guys pretended that they were maintenance workers, tried to kick the guy's door in, and he's talking to them through his Ring camera.
Mm-hmm.
And they're steady kicking the door in. They thought he wasn't home. And next thing you know, this guy just pulled out a pistol and opened fire.
And you can protect yourself in Texas. That's one thing about Texas, man. If you don't have a criminal record, man, you can have firearms like that in Texas. You can really protect yourself in Texas.
Well, last year the laws changed where it became a permit carryless state, meaning I can go to a gun store, I can fill out the 4473 form as long as I pass the background check. I can take that weapon with me and I can conceal carry it without a permit.
Anywhere in Texas?
Anywhere in the state of Texas.
Oh, wow. And Texas is a big state. You got a lot of ground to cover.
I mean, just the border alone is 1,200 miles.
I know. Yep. From border to border. They said that. Somebody told me that before. Wow.
I mean, me personally, I happen to have I have my permit to carry.
Yeah.
I have my concealed carry permit. So for me, all I have to do is just walk into a store, give them a concealed carry permit, fill out the form, and then take the weapon with me and leave.
Wow.
And the crime in certain areas is getting not so ridiculous where it's getting out of hand, but the dynamics of the crime is changing.
Okay.
We had 9 people, Hondurans, that carjacked somebody, took the vehicle, drove up to Plano, which is about 45 minutes an hour from the airport.
Okay.
And started breaking into people's homes during the day.
Wow.
They were dressed as maintenance workers. They were dressed as landscapers. Who's going to pay any attention to a landscaper out here in a complex?
No, because you're just going to assume that they're landscapers, like or maintenance men. Yeah, yep. You're not going to really, you're not going to really pay much attention. Like, oh, they're just doing their job.
And the thing is, with a lot of these apartment complexes, they're right near the highway.
So you can get away.
Break into 2 or 3 different apartments and be on the highway in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then you out of that area within step on the gas on the highway, and you 30 minutes. You like in another part of Texas.
Get off the next exit. Get off the next exit, and they're not going to catch you before the police get there.
Yeah, that's true. Jump out the car, switch the car, whatever they do, whatever this little plan they had devised up. It's easy. And they can do that over and over before they even get caught.
Yep.
Or if they even get caught.
You got like these people that are talking about, the politicians that are talking about, hey, let's, the city that needs to embrace the migrants and have them in their home. There's no way in heck I would do that.
Not no more. Not no more than the mayor of New York. I think at one time he was saying something like that. Not no more. Not after what they did to the police officers and stuff like that. See, a lot of people don't understand is that, I don't give them no excuse for what they did and stuff, but in their countries, they don't have respect for police and law enforcement. They don't understand, but that doesn't fly in the U.S. So
no,
it doesn't fly in the U.S., but in their country, you can smack a cop around. You can do that and nobody won't do nothing to you. The cops are scared of the people. But in the U.S., that doesn't fly.
We had a woman here, case in point, here in Texas. She thought that, she had this big house. She thought it would be okay to have a single woman with her child move in with her, just to give her a place to stay, get her, on her feet and everything else.
Okay.
Within a couple of months after her living there, she comes back from work one day. Everything in her house was gone.
Wow.
Apparently, this woman had gotten with her other
boyfriend,
friends,
or gangster friends, or whatever, criminal friends.
Came back, emptied this woman's house, including the food in the cabinets.
That's crazy.
couple of days later, she's trying to get her life together. What am I going to do? Yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
What she also didn't know is that this woman made a copy of her keys.
Wow.
She came back a couple of days later and stole her car.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
They found the car like 6 months later that had been abandoned, because see, what a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll go find a car
mm-hmm.
that they want to steal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll take the plates off a car the exact same color, make, and model.
Wow.
And switch it.
That's crazy. Somebody called
the car and switch the plates.
That's crazy. Somebody called it the United States of Colombia now. Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm telling you.
The United States of Panama now. Oh my goodness, they going crazy in the chat.
It's gotten to the point that I don't go anywhere. I mean, my neighborhood, I don't even recognize my own neighborhood anymore.
Oh.
My neighborhood is predominantly Indian,
okay,
Pakistani, Bangladesh, Bangladeshi, and people from Nepal.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy. Yes. So for far as the migrant situation in Texas, because I'll be in Texas probably in a couple days, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. I have a cousin in Houston. I'm gonna go visit him for a little bit. Then I'm gonna try to make it to the border to see what's going on. What would you recommend me to go to the border? What border I was thinking about El Paso.
El Paso, Eagle Pass, unless you go just slightly north of Eagle Pass, because that's where all of the National Guard is right now in Eagle Pass, trying to build up the border, and they're slowly moving north of Eagle Pass.
Okay.
They're laying out more barbed wire, concertina fence and anti-climb fencing and stuff of that nature, because everybody just thought, well, it's just a political thing for Abbott. He's just making a grandstand, and that's it. And he's just doing it in Eagle Pass. Mm-hmm. He's moving it forward north of Eagle Pass.
Okay, so he's gonna try to do that whole, what is it? The whole
he's
border.
He's gonna try to get as much done as he possibly can, because we can't afford not to.
Yeah, that's true.
There are over 3 million illegals in the state of Texas.
And that's crazy. You say illegals. Like, this is unbelievable. 3 million just in Texas.
Just in Texas alone.
So you imagine other states, if we put all the states together, put all the numbers together. Like if we just say the big states, New York, California, Texas, who else? Illinois, like the big places.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
And one of the things, I guess you had a guy on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Stallion. His name is Stallion. Stallion. Yeah.
And when he was talking about, the end goal plan is about getting as many work permits to these people. Okay. Here's the problem with that. One of the biggest employers in the United States is Amazon. Mm-hmm. Amazon has over 800,000 employees in the United States.
That's crazy. Crazy numbers.
Amazon just recently purchased over 750 robots. Mm-hmm. What's going to be happening and integrating into the Amazon system is they're slowly getting what they call blue badge employees out, putting the migrants in under what they call the white badge system. Okay. Meaning if you have a white badge, you can work up to 40, 60 hours a week, but you don't get benefits.
Gotcha. I was about to ask you. You clarified it for me. I was like, what's the difference between the blue badge and the white badge? So they can get more work out of them for cheaper labor.
Yep. But see, the thing is, if you're a blue badge, you might be making $18, $20 an hour. Mm-hmm. But they don't want to necessarily give you the overtime, because they can get a white badge employee at $15 an hour, gives them a surge pay anywhere between $1 and $3 or $4 an hour, but they don't have to pay them benefits. It saves the company money.
Yeah, millions and millions of dollars they don't have to pay benefits.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like my stepmom, she lives in the Bronx. She was a triage nurse at Harlem Hospital for 30 years.
Okay.
She still lives in the Bronx.
Okay.
And she's like, well, if you unionize and this, that, I'm like, they're never going to unionize Amazon. Well, they got a union here in Long Island. I said, let me tell you what's going to happen to that unionized plant in Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the first locations where they're going to start automating.
Yeah, you're right.
The only place anywhere between the next 3 to 5 years with these automated plants, what they're going to have is administrative base building, which is base building takes care of heating, electrical, and air conditioning. And then people who turn around and fix the robots, they're called amnesty. Those are the only people that you will be having in most Amazon facilities in the next 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
Amazon has a program within their facility, within the Amazon system to start teaching people how to repair robots.
Wow. And they the only
So
ones.
all these people that have these Amazon jobs, they're going to be slowly but surely weeded out in the next 3 to 5 years. So everybody's saying, hey, they're getting rid of the permanent employees, and they're getting all these illegals into the Amazon plants, and they don't have to even train them in English.
No, they can. Yeah, but we have IA now. What is it? AI? AI? I call it IA. AI. Yeah, they can train them in their language.
And that's exactly what they do. When you go in and you have to go train somebody for 3 days, you just select the language that they speak, and then they go through the training in their language.
Oh, wow.
You are only there as an ambassador to support them and maybe to physically show them what to do, and that's it. And what a lot of these illegals are doing, because a lot of this is done online, they'll get somebody else to fill out the application for them. They'll submit it. Amazon doesn't even bother. They'll give them, their day one orientation. The next thing you know, they're putting them on the floor.
Wow.
Amazon has the most workplace injuries out of any company in the United States.
I didn't even know that. You educating us today with that. I didn't even know that, but I should have known that. I should have known that because they got people working. Amazon works 7 days a week. I walk out of the apartment complex where I'm staying at in Queens, and there's a whole bunch of Amazon trucks right in front of the complex. This is like on a Sunday. It's just like insanity.
Oh, yeah. And that's the worst part about it. In the state of Texas, Texas, out of any state in the union, has number one in the amount of workplace accidents out of any state in the union. Wow. Why? Because we don't have E-Verify. Half of these people that are on these job sites don't even speak English. I went to apply for a position at a place called Poly America. In fact, it's right across the street from Lockheed Martin. They make extruded plastics. Okay. They wanted, my background is actually OSHA training. Okay. I'm an OSHA trainer. Okay. You have to be bilingual. To be an OSHA trainer. A lot of these places and a lot of these companies here now, they want you to be bilingual. And if you're not bilingual, you're basically out of a job. I don't think that's fair. Because the language of the United States is English. And if you would go to another country, if you say tomorrow you packed your bags and you wanted to go to Brazil to live, unless you're working for the U.S. Embassy or a job like that, or in the military or something with the U.S. or something, you would have to know the language if you was trying to get a civilian job in another country. If you were in Mexico, you would have to know Spanish. They wouldn't care if you knew English. If you was trying to get like a corporate job there or a high-paying job, you would have to know the language of that country. Well, here's how the state of Texas and a lot of southern states get away with it. Most of your southern states are right-to-work states. Meaning, if I go to apply for a position and they don't want to hire me, they don't have to hire me. Or if I work for a company and they want to get rid of me, they don't get rid of me without cause.
Wow.
They don't have to give you a reason. They don't have to give you notice. They don't have to give you a reason to get rid of you. And that's what a lot of companies are doing, because we can get the migrants in, these illegals in, cheaper than what we can pay American citizens.
That's true. That's true. Because you can't get a lot of Americans right now. I guess, I don't know if you wanted to talk about, like after COVID, around COVID, people figured out they didn't want to work these low-level jobs no more. Like even high school kids. Like we're not even talking about people that went to college or people that are in the workforce, but even high school kids don't even want to work for 16, 17 bucks an hour no more.
Well, see, that's part of what people was saying what was going on. But at the same time, when you have companies that are trying to make it mandatory that you get a vaccine in order to work, people are like, I'm not going to work and have to take a vaccine if I don't want to.
Yeah, because that's your rights. You don't have to do it. That was a big thing.
Well, this is another proposition that's on the ballot in the state of Texas. The state of Texas should ensure that Texans are free to give or to withhold consent for any vaccine without coercion.
Wow.
That is so companies cannot force you to take a vaccine. They laid off a bunch of nurses in the state of Texas because the nurses refused to take the vaccine. That's why there was such a nursing shortage.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
One of the other things that I do is I volunteer for the Department of Health and Human Services.
Okay, I figured because you OSHA.
Yeah, well, I do a lot. I used to do a lot of volunteering before COVID.
Okay.
But the thing is that you were having nurses that were quitting their jobs. You were having physicians assistants that were quitting their jobs.
Even military. That's the problem with the military. Because I got family in the military, and people talk. They tell me stuff. Even the military right now, some people didn't want to get it, and that's why they're not in the military.
Yeah, and now they're trying to beg these people to come back into the military because the vaccine is no longer mandatory.
Wow.
And the people that they kicked out is like, no, I was loyal to this country. I served, I'm serving my country, and this is what you did to me. They're like, you can keep your job, and I'm going to go over here and do civilian work.
Yeah.
And that's why you had a lot of people that, especially the people that are ex-military were doing contracting.
Yep.
They were doing contracting work for people like Lockheed Martin and Halliburton and all these other different companies.
Wow. Making good money. So they don't even have to go back in the military, because the military you pay is sort of, it takes a while, for you to build up big rank. And some people go their whole career and don't even build up big rank. But it takes a while to make real good money in the military. So you work for Halliburton, one of them companies, and instantly you're making six figures instantly.
I had a friend of mine who was a contractor, ended up, we were going, taking OSHA classes and everything. He ended up getting a job as a contractor to go to Saudi Arabia for 6 months. He made more in 6 months' time than he would make in a year's time working a job.
Wow. Yeah, so they ain't going back. You ain't going back to no regular work after you taste them type of jobs. You're like, I'm only there for 6 months, and I made this, and I work a whole year here, and I only made this, and I still didn't make enough.
Yeah.
If he gonna do contract work, he probably gonna do contract work for probably the rest of his life.
And he probably will. Where else are you going to go and work 6 months and you got your whole entire salary for 6 months and all expenses are paid while you're there?
So that means you're not spending no money. Maybe you might have a house back home or apartment. I don't know if you got a car that you put in a car note on, or whatever people have back home.
It's unfortunate what is going on in this country right now.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people say, well, we're being replaced. We are being replaced.
So they're getting cheaper.
We are being replaced for votes. See, because the way the census works, the census counts everybody in the state, whether you're a citizen or not. And you had this great exodus from places like New York, Places like Chicago and California, where were they going? Arizona, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. They're leaving the Northeast. They're leaving the West Coast because it's too expensive. You see, now you're taking all those votes out of those states, and those people need to be replaced. If not, the Democratic Party will start to lose seats in Congress.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying like so they're winning, like, what do you call it, like the electoral votes? Like,
yes.
And that's more important than the regular vote.
It's based on population.
Uh-huh.
And that population includes legal and illegal citizens in this country.
See, and that's what they're not telling people. And I found that out a couple of days ago. You or somebody said it on the live. One of the lives was saying, they brought that up to me, that it doesn't matter. He's like, Philly, you're right. They're not going to be citizens no time soon. But they can sway an election because they can get more of the big vote. What you call it? The electoral votes. And I didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that.
The more population that you have in the states, the more your vote has to count.
Uh-huh.
So if I've got X million in California, I get X, number of electoral votes in Congress.
Yeah.
The greater the number, the greater the electoral votes in representation that I get in Congress. That will basically change an election.
Wow, and that's all based on this population. How many people live in that state? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, they just recently redistrict certain areas in New York to concentrate more people within downstate. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they've got all these illegals. Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily trying to move them upstate where it's more red. Because I was actually raised in Albany.
Okay, so you know New York State well. Then you know New York State well, then.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was raised in Albany. I was born in Connecticut. My family's from the Bronx. Mm-hmm. So I'm all over the Northeast for the most part.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's cool.
But
wow.
it's more Republican as you go further north. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to redistrict certain areas. I believe it was Republican Santos, who was just recently kicked out of Congress. Mm-hmm. They redistrict his state his district where it's no longer Republican, it's Democrat.
Wow. That's interesting. Wow.
That's why you got AOC all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork like a cockroach, trying to get people to say, oh, well, the illegals, they're not illegal. They need to be here. We want them here. Yeah, we want them here. You want them here so you don't lose your seat.
Wow. Because New York is packed. This is the packed I've ever seen New York as far as populated. Like Manhattan, Queens, the Bronx. I mean, New York is already the most populated place in the States, but it's even more packed now than it ever been before. So this is interesting. This is interesting how these votes will play. And be honest with you, I know I'm gonna say this on my channel. People are gonna get mad at me, but New York might go red. It might turn red. This election, it might be red. This election, I'm not even gonna lie.
It could.
It could.
But I think the chances of it going red are slim.
Okay.
Unlike Texas, and I've told this to many people in Texas, and they don't want to hear it from me. Texas could be blue in the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh wow, interesting.
And the reason being is because we've got, number one, so many illegals living in this state, and the influx of people that have come from New York and California moving into Texas. I mean, it's almost purple now.
She said the color is changing when you put red and blue together, you get purple. Yeah, because a lot of people. My cousin, he was living in California. He was living in the Bay Area. He was living in San Diego. He said, "Cuz it's just too expensive," and he has a good job. He has a career job. He's making good money. He's ex-military, and he's like, "It's just too expensive." He's like, "It's just too expensive."
And a lot of people say, "Well, yeah, I want to move to Texas because it's going to be cheaper than living in the city." Yeah, it'll be cheaper living in New York than living in New York. But I've been living here now for the last 15 years or so, and I've watched the rent get ridiculous here.
Wow.
And everybody's like, well, you don't have a state tax, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about a state tax. But when you have to pay for tolls like you have to pay for them in New York,
it causes a problem after a while. They add up. It adds up. It adds up after a while.
It adds up over time. Especially when you start getting into the Austin area and stuff. That's where all the liberals are moving to, down in Austin and San Antonio, places of that nature.
Wow.
But that's where all the companies that are coming out of California, places like Cisco Systems, Elon Musk wants to take Tesla, and he's got one division in southern part of Texas.
Okay.
He wants to bring another division to Texas, and that's going to be in the Austin area.
Of course, because it's a lot cheaper there. He's smart. Because he's smart. He know where to put it at, where it's cheaper at. Because he's paying a lot where he's having when he has the other places at now. He's smart.
It's just like Amazon last year built 2 FC facilities, one in El Paso and one in San Antonio. 2 of the highest points in Texas where you have illegals coming through.
I know. Once you said El Paso, I'm like, okay, El Paso, that's right at the border, so they're there for sure. And then San Antonio, I mean, if you look at a map of Texas, what is Austin lower, or Austin is higher or lower than San Antonio? I'm trying to remember.
I think it's higher, and I think it's to the east.
It's probably because they have a stronger
Austin,
Mexican population.
The capital of Texas. So.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow, man, you gave a lot of good information today. You had it. And do you think Trump is a sure thing? Because you see everybody on the channel, Trump. What happens if he doesn't? What happens? I mean, you always got to say some kind of act of God if something happens and he's not, and he doesn't win. Just
if Trump doesn't win the election,
what your prediction is on that? If he don't win, I mean, I always try to play devil's advocate. Just the worst case scenario if he doesn't, because everybody's banking on that. If he doesn't, they're gonna all fall apart. Everybody's gonna fall apart because a lot of people are banking on him to be president again.
Well, right now he hasn't been, technically declared the Republican nominee.
See,
so let's just say God forbid something happens to him before August.
Yes.
Then that possibly means that either one, they're going to have a runoff, or number 2, they put Nikki Haley in. And if they put Nikki Haley in, she will not win against Biden.
Wow.
She's basically a rhino.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, we as a country are screwed.
Wow. And then, something else I like to talk about. You always hear me bring it up on the channel. I think they need to tighten up this age requirement for president of the United States. I think the guy should be between 35 and 65. That's it. I don't think no guy in his 70s. I don't care. Trump got all his senses. He's normal. I don't see like him, like his senses are there together. He's 100%. He knows what's going on. But I feel like the job is too stressful. I think it needs mainly for a guy in his 40s and his 50s can handle that job. That's what I believe. I think it's too much for an older guy.
Most American citizens retire at 65.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be having a president that's past the age of 65 years of age.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a young man's game.
It's too stressful.
It's too stressful. It's a young man's game. A 40-year-old, some guy in his 40s, some guy in his 50s. I think they can handle the job, and they have all their faculties. They have their senses. They know what's going on. Yeah, you 70. I mean, Biden is 81 years old. Despite all the mess ups and the faults that he had, he's just too old, man. He's just too old for it. It's just too much stress for the job. And like you hinted something, we retire at 65. That's what? 15, that's 20 years. Wait, let me do the math on that. No, that's like 17 years past retirement. And you still making this is bigger than like being the CEO of Amazon or the CEO of a Walmart or a Target. Like this is, You basically like the CEO of the world. That's a lot of pressure on your back. To be an old guy.
Oh yeah.
To be an old guy, that's a lot of pressure on your back.
Sometimes when I look at Bob, it's very painful.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that in a joking way.
No, I know what you mean.
I mean it. I mean that in a very serious way because it's almost like elder abuse.
Yeah, he should be sitting with his wife.
My mother had dementia before she passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
And I slowly watched the change in her. This vibrant woman who, number one, didn't have me till she was 40.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm.
And, and my sisters and brothers were anywhere between 10 and 17 years older than me. And my mother still got out there and took me fishing. She still did all of those things with me. And to slowly watch her change over the years and to see the dementia starting to settle in and stuff of that nature. Because when she retired, we were living in Connecticut. She moved to Maine.
Okay.
I gotta say props to my mom. My mom grew up in Philly.
Philadelphia. That's all right. Philly's a tough place.
Yes. Oh yeah. My mom didn't play. She grew up in South Philly. She went to Simon Gratz High School.
Yeah, I know Simon Gratz. That's where Rasheed Wallace went. A couple famous people came out of that high school.
Yeah. In fact, my mom went to high school with Dick Bernard.
What? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
They were in the same graduating class.
Wow!
But getting back to Biden and to see him shuffle, to see him look lost, and you can see that blank look on his face, like where am I? It's kind of hurtful because, like I said, it's kind of like elder abuse. That they're forcing this guy to do this job, and he's not really capable. He's not
100%. Maybe 10 years before or 15 years before, he'd have been all right. Why doesn't resign? Why he don't? I know he has to. I know his publicists and all of them are telling him they're saying a lot of bad stuff about you. Because I know he's an older guy, so he's probably not really on social media like that. But he has advisors. They're telling him what's going on. He has young advisors. I'm surprised he didn't want to even step down himself to say, like, I'll just step down.
Well, see, the thing is, you have to realize that when you get that high in political office, I mean, he's basically nothing. He's known nothing his entire life except politics. And a lot of it is about ego.
Yeah.
Just like Trump. Trump's got an ego,
Oh, he got an ego the size of the earth.
That man's got an ego.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when people were saying, well, who do you think he's going to pick as his VP? Well, it's like, okay, it could be Tim Scott. It could be Ben Carson. It could be Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
And, well, everybody's like, well, Vivek should be able to be VP. And I'm like, well, here's why I think Vivek, he should not pick Vivek as a VP. Number one, it would cause him to lose a lot of his Christian base because Vivek is Hindu.
So he wouldn't pick him because of that, yeah.
And his Christian base, they still believe this is a Christian-based country.
Yes, it is. And we never had nobody in there that wasn't of Christian base. I mean, maybe I don't know all the history all the way, but I've never remember any president that wasn't saying that he was a Christian in the White House.
Exactly. Number two, Vivek is a very intelligent man. He's younger, a lot younger than Trump. But Trump isn't going to be able to share the spotlight with him because he's got an ego.
Yeah.
Trump kind of looks at him like a yapping puppy. Get your behind over in that corner and shut up.
And shut up, and I'll run the shots. And if I need your advice, I will ask you.
But also, too, Trump is going to be a lame duck president. This is his final 4 years. There's no Trump after this.
Yeah.
So he needs somebody as a VP who's going to be laid back. Somebody like a Ben Carson. Somebody like a Tim Scott. Even Ron DeSantis has a little bit of a push, but it's a push in the right direction.
Yeah.
I mean, even Kristi Noem would even be a better suggestion as VP than Vivek.
Yeah.
I can see DeSantis running in 2028.
Yeah.
And having Vivek as his VP.
Yeah. But not now.
But right now,
no.
Right now, it's not time for Vivek to be able to get into that spot because, you know, let's face it, you know, we're a prejudiced nation.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of prejudiced people in high up in politics.
Yeah.
And it's still Christian based. That's still the way they want to keep it, whether you're Protestant,
Catholic,
whether you're Baptist, whether you're Catholic, they still believe it to be a Christian nation, and that's the way they want to keep it.
Yeah. Because
now when you start getting into the, I mean, I can't swing a dead cat in my neighborhood without hitting a Hindu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because your neighbor, yeah, you say it's all Indians, Pakistani. Yeah, you said that.
You know, and I'm going to enlighten some people, and I know some people aren't going to like what I'm about to say. They don't like black people.
they stick to their own. They stick to their own because you never really see them mix.
Their own. They have their own culture. They have their own ways of doing things. But even trying to interact with them, where the popular conception is we're better than you.
Yeah, you never really see that. I'm being honest, and I have some Indian friends that I went to high school with and everything. I'm a cool friend, but you see black and whites having kids together. You see Asians and blacks having kids together. You see Latins and blacks having kids together, but you rarely see people of Indian descent and stuff having kids with like a black person, like or a white person. Like I'm being honest, you rarely see it.
That's because they want to keep their culture. They don't want it watered down.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about, assimilating. These are the type of people that don't want to assimilate into the American culture. What is a big part of American culture right now and has been for the last 20 years?
Yeah.
Black people.
Yeah, that's true.
From the hairstyles to the music,
the dress,
to the movies, to the way of dressing. Even within the Chinese culture, and especially places like Vietnam and stuff like that, what are they? They're not adopting that straight haired look anymore. They're going for that curly Afro look from
that's
the 70s.
True. That's true. You're 100% right. I see it in YouTube videos and on Instagram.
Yep. I have a nephew of mine. He has a YouTube channel, and all he does is music video reviews of like K-pop videos. That's all he does.
Yeah, that's big over there too. And, K-pop is big over there.
Oh yeah, and he went from doing things like everyday stuff and talking about politics, and when he went to K-pop, his channel just shot through the roof.
Wow. Interesting.
But that also hits a certain demographics that hits the younger generation.
That's true. That's 100% true. Wow.
You know, I told him one time, I'm like, dude, I'm just not into K-pop. Sorry.
It's not going to work out.
I love you, but I'm out.
Yeah, she said, I'm not into this. She said, I tried to listen to it with you. We family. I tried to listen to it with you.
You know, like he made a couple of comments in one of his videos he did about me. And of course he didn't want to say my name.
Okay.
Because he know I would have got on a doggone phone and ripped a new one. But at the same time, I mean, what he said wasn't a lie. I couldn't fault him for that. You know, and like I said, he didn't say my name.
Yeah.
So it was just like, yeah, my auntie, she'd be trying to sneak into my comment section.
you know what's going on. You know what's going on.
And I can always tell it's her because she's telling me to shave.
Oh God! you know. Oh man, that's funny. That's
looking
funny.
Like Jay-Z with that hair all over his head.
Oh, that's
boy,
funny.
If you don't get a haircut.
Oh man, thank you for coming on the live. You shed a lot of light on a lot of situations. You shed a light on the situation. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Oh,
yeah,
God.
I appreciate it too. I've been meaning to get like I said, get my number out to you. If you ever want to call me, ask me my opinion or whatever, the only thing I'm doing is trying to, take care of business. But I do try my hardest to try to stay on top of things as much as possible.
Okay.
Especially living here in Texas.
Uh-huh.
I got my congresswoman on speed dial.
Yeah. You hear me? I say that on the channel all the time. Talk to your government officials. Talk to your congresswoman, your congressman. Because people like in New York, they just complaining about this. But nobody is doing nothing. Nobody's like really protesting. Nobody's putting pressure on the mayor. Like, go to his office every day. Like, email them until they can't take no more emails. Like, you know what I mean?
The thing is that I love about my mayor. When I first came to Texas, she was a member of the city council, and that's how her and I met.
Yeah.
And then she went from city council member, and I supported her as mayor. Mm-hmm. And then she went to being director of Area 6, which is Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, for the Housing and Urban Renewal under Ben Carson.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then after that, she became congresswoman, and I supported her.
Wow.
So, and what a lot of people, everybody thinks because she's, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, that she's a Texan. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
She's a New Yorker.
Uh-huh. So
she's fire, and she's on top of these things. And I gotta give her the credit that she deserves. In fact, she was at the border. She did a speech at the border, and I wanted to text her, Beth, calm down. Mm-hmm. You're getting a little bit angry.
You're getting riled up. Yeah.
Yeah, she does get riled up. In fact, who did she tear into one day? I think it was AOC. That stuff was fun. But, you need to get involved. People need to get involved. It doesn't mean that you take the opportunity to get a hold of your congressman and let them know how you feel.
Yes.
Let them know what is the things that are bothering you and what concerns you. Like with me, like I said, I have her in my contacts. I can text her. Hey, Beth, this is what I'm thinking about. This is what's concerning me. These are the things that I'm hearing and stuff of that nature. And she'll get back to me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I, developed this relationship with her for the last 15 years.
Okay. And
and
now it's paying off because you see what's going on. I say, you see what's going on now. So
find out who your congressman or your congresswoman is. Find out what their email address is and send them an email. If it's something that is extremely important to you, craft a letter. Don't email it to them. Snail mail it to them.
Yep, they'll get it.
The reason why I say that, because it gets to their office, somebody has to open it, read it, and send you a reply.
See? She's giving y'all some good information right there.
They'll have to send you a reply. If not, you keep sending that letter to them, they're going to get sick of you.
Yeah. And you can make copies of it, and you can just send it. You can just send it over and over. You can already have it ready to send it. Like, all right, I ain't get a reply back in a week. I'm gonna send another one. I'm gonna send 2 this week. Eventually, they're gonna see one of them letters, and they're gonna open it.
You can take that email, send it to everybody in your contacts, and say, hey, look, can you do me a favor? This is who your congressman is. Can you send this email to your congressman for me?
Yep.
Now, instead of one person doing it, now you've got 7, 8, 10 people doing it.
And she's going to see it. She's going to see it. She's going to definitely see it.
It's like, who's blowing up my email with the same
Let me read this email and see what's going on.
That's the only way you're going to be able to start getting their attention. Mm-hmm. See, I used to protest back in the 80s when Jesse Jackson was running for president.
Okay.
So that tells you I'm a little bit older.
Yeah. I was.
But at the same token,
I
got arrested.
Oh, wow.
Well, not really arrested. The cop, because
but they detained you. They detained you guys. Yeah.
Oh, he took me home. He took me home. He's like, he's like, I gotta take you home. Okay, I'm gonna take you home.
I gotta take you home. We gotta take you. Oh,
but it taught me from that point going forward that if I had something to say, as long as I said it in a polite way, they may not necessarily agree with me, but I said what I had to say.
Yeah.
And just keep doing it. You know, this illegal crisis and everything that's going on. My congresswoman and I differ on our beliefs on deporting people.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, just like I said in the chat, there are 325 National Guard in this country. There are 15,000
bounty hunters. I learned that today from you about the bounty hunters. 15,000. I didn't know it's that many. Golly, it's a lot of people.
But see, the thing is, if you leave the National Guard out to be able to round these people up, you can use the bounty hunters because they're licensed and bonded to do the administrative work, do the paperwork.
Okay.
Then you can send them to a local, air base or whatever, put them on the C-130 and get them out of the country.
And you said...
And the president, by executive order, put pressure on places like Mexico and Canada. We can't forget Canada. Yeah,
they going through it too. I got some friends in Toronto and Montreal, and they tell me like they going through it. They said it's not at the level that we have with the migrants, but there's a lot.
And see, the other thing that a lot of people don't recognize too, and maybe it hasn't necessarily hit New York City the way it has in certain areas of the country, with the Pakistanis especially, they have the rape gangs.
Oh, wow.
And what they'll do is they'll get online and they'll start, getting these young kids online. And then next thing you know, they're meeting them in a public place and they're grooming them. The next thing you know, your kid disappears.
Wow.
2 out of every 5 children who has a relationship online with an adult ends up meeting that adult.
You said 2 out of, say this again. What's the number? What's the percentage again?
2 out of 5 children.
Oh, 5. Okay.
Who meet an adult online eventually meet them in person.
Wow.
Right now, we have a very big, PED situation here in the United States.
It's been like that for a long time.
At any given time, there are 500,000 people online talking to a child every day.
Crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, the federal government has already lost 100,000 children.
They should have a police unit.
Children that have come across the border, they've lost them.
They should have a unit just for that, just to patrol that alone. That should be a big deal.
That is actually covered under the Department of Health and Human Services. They were just put up in front of, they had to just testify in front of Congress just recently about this. And the woman who's in charge of the Department of Health and Human Services couldn't answer the question. Wow. Where are those children?
She don't know.
They don't know.
Wow.
My congresswoman has asked the same question of the Department of Homeland Security. Where are these children?
And they don't know.
They have no idea.
Wow. Yeah, we got our hands full in the States, man. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. And then you see they got the mass shooters again. Like, I'm from Philly. Your mom is from Philly. They just shot some people in at the bus stop. They shooting people at the bus stop. I'm trying to figure out why are they doing this. Like, I'm not understanding why are they doing this. What are they getting out of shooting kids at a bus stop? What do you get from shooting high school kids at a bus stop? I'm not understanding.
I'm not understanding that either, because I look at it this way, not to, coin a phrase, but the children are our future. Why are you killing your future?
I don't understand that at all. I just don't understand that at all. So it's
I mean, it's bad enough that for me personally, I don't leave my house, not even to take the trash out, unless I'm carrying a weapon with me.
I mean, in this day and time, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Maybe years ago, people that thought you was crazy. They're like, oh, you paranoid. But no, it's too much going on. You go to Walmart, they having mass shootings at Walmarts and Target. You live in Texas. A couple years ago, I was in El Paso with a YouTube friend of mine. And we went by this place, and he said that's the Walmart where they had the shootout at, where the guy went in there and shot a whole bunch of people at the Walmart. I couldn't believe it.
I live not too far from a Whole Foods. I went into Whole Foods to go return a package to Amazon.
Yeah.
I get ready to come walking out the door. There's a migrant bus sitting out in front of Whole Foods. Oh, I'm like, oh, no, not in my neighborhood, you ain't. No, heck no.
Oh, because the bus drivers just drop them anywhere now. Like they running out of places to drop them. They just dropping them anywhere.
They dropped him. The bus went around the corner. I took video of him. You know, I couldn't get my phone out in time
to get his plates,
to get him in front of it. But he went around the corner and he sat there waiting for them. And I'm like, and they were all Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese.
Yeah.
You know, it's getting to the point that they're migrating, so to speak, out of the southern part of Texas into North Texas.
Wow. Wow.
And the crime, it isn't too bad depending on the area. But when you go into places like South Dallas by Fair Park, oh, heck no. I used to do volunteer work down there. I turned around and told them, unless I'm carrying my pistol, I'm not going down there doing
See, I ain't going down. I ain't hoping you guys know I can protect myself. I can't. The cops, it take a while for the cops to get here. We can't depend on them getting here.
You know, you can't. And it's not their fault.
No, they got their hands full.
They're getting to the point now that they're gentrifying certain areas of Dallas.
Wow.
There's a section of Dallas called Oak Cliff. They're gentrifying that predominantly all black neighborhood, and that's where they're putting a lot of the migrants at.
Okay, wow. I'm here with you. Hawk is calling me.
People that are homeless on the street, the cops are giving them train tickets to go to places like Irving and Fort Worth to get them off the street.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yep. And the cost of rent is going up and up and up. Because you can get 2 or 3 of them, you know, living in a 1-bedroom apartment. They can afford the rent because they're pulling all their money together to be able to pay for the rent. But if you're single with no dependents and the rents start going up, how are you going to be able to afford it? Work 2 jobs?
Yeah. This
7% of your income is going to pay rent.
I know. A lot of people in the States do that, man. It's expensive. I tell people. And you in Texas, and I would assume that Texas will be cheaper, but obviously the information you're giving me, Texas is going up too. I don't know where people are going to live. Yeah. Mississippi, and no disrespect to Mississippi, but I know that's one of the cheapest places in the U.S. you can live.
You know, it's so funny. My mom was originally born in Mississippi. She was born in a little small town in Mississippi, and it has a very bad history. I was thinking about, well, why don't I try to go back and buy my family farm back in Mississippi?
Yeah, wow.
You know, to get the heck up out of here because there's no place to go.
No, it's not at all. It's too expensive.
Unless you are self-sufficient and you can move to a place like Mississippi.
Yeah, you would have to have like an online job or something. I wouldn't go down there depending on trying to get work down there like that. I wouldn't go there trying to get work.
You know, like I said, unless you were, you know, self-sufficient, you work from home or things of that nature. That's the only way that I would be able to live in some place like Mississippi.
Wow. Yeah, but I guess I'm gonna get off the line now because Big Hawk is talking to me too. He left me a message.
Okay.
But I'm gonna save your number. When I do another live, I'll have you come on and talk. You had a lot of good information, man. You have a lot of information, very smart and knowledgeable. And you broke it down to the nitty-gritty so everybody could understand, because you know everybody listen to the channel is from different walks of life, but you broke it down that they can understand.
Yeah, the next time if I come on, I'll try to explain to you something we call here the Taco Lady Hustle. The
Taco Lady Hustle. I need to put a name of a live called live that we're gonna talk about the Taco Lady Hustle today. I'm like, what? What is he talking about?
It's a scheme that the illegals use.
The Taco Lady.
We call it the Taco Lady Hustle.
Oh, all right.
And about the visas too.
Oh wow. All right, we're gonna talk about that next time then for sure.
All right, my brother.
Take care.
I gotta go find something something to do here real quick. I gotta go fly my drone or something.
Okay. I might come on live later. I'll let you know. I might come later on the live. I'll text you before I go. Come on the live.
Yeah, just all you have to do is just text me and let me know. Like I said, I may be in the middle of something. If I can jump on, I'll jump on.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Take care, my friend.
Thank you very much, my friend. You stay safe.
You as well.
To the chat.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was Dark Star. That's Dark Star 44. She gave a lot of good information. We gonna end this live. I'm done. I'm gonna talk to Big Hawk. He calling me up now. I'm gonna see what's going on with him. I might go live in a little bit. Talk to you guys a little later. Peace out.